Are you looking for YouTube channels with stories in English but also with the subtitles where you can hear the story and read at the same time? I'm going to show you 5 of the best ones that I've found on YouTube where there's loads of content, and I'm also going to give you a few great tips around how you can use these channels for learning English. Now I will put the links to all these channels in the description below, and you can also use the navigation in the channel if you want in the description to jump to different parts of this video. The first thing is I'm going to show you Learn English Through Stories. I'm clicking here on the videos. This is where when you go to the channel, the place that you always want to look. Click on here because you get to see all of the videos that are available, and you can see there's absolutely loads of them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just jump into one and just show you a couple of things. So we use this one here, which is the Great Train Robbery, a famous robbery that took place in England in the 1960s, and you can see you've got the story here on the screen, so you can hear the audio but you can also read the text as well.
1963. The night mail train from Glasgow to London's King's Cross station was making good time.
So this is a great channel, and I love the way the text is really nice and big on the screen. Now remember, you can also click here, go to the settings, and always slow the video down if you want to hear it at a slightly slower speed. And of course you can do that with all the videos that I'm going to show you today. So that's the first one, Learn English Through Story. This second channel is called Let's Learn English. Again, always click on the videos to see when you come to the channel what content is available, because it will show you all the videos that have been uploaded. Loads and loads of stories again here. Let's just quickly click on one and see how they look. Sometimes it's a chapter, sometimes it's the whole book, sometimes just a short extract. So you've got lots of variety here, but let's click here on an example. And I'll just jump forward, and you can see that you've got the text on the screen, and of course you've got the audio as well.
Girls work very hard at Lowood.
So another great channel. And if I click back here, there are some other things on this channel if we scroll down as well, including some stuff about vocabulary. Now if you're looking for a good vocabulary website, then I'm just going to put a link on the screen now that you can click on that will take you to a great technology if you want to learn vocabulary, and particularly learn vocabulary in context. Now let's move on and look at another really interesting video channel with stories. So the next one I'm going to show you is called Easy English Abrouw. Hopefully I got the pronunciation right there. Again, if you click on the videos, you'll see that there's absolutely masses of material, and we can click here. And I've noticed also here that there's stuff at different levels. So some of the videos, some of the stories, actually they've leveled them, level 1, level 2, etc. And that might be helpful. Now I'm going to put actually on the screen now a link to a really good website if you are looking for stories at a fairly low level with the audio. This one isn't a YouTube channel, but it's just a great website with a collection of stories and the audio files. Let's just have a quick look at one of these videos. So we'll click here on level 1 to get an idea what level 1 would be like. Now one thing here as well is notice that you've actually got the text here, but you can also have the turn on the subtitles below if you want to, and if you click here it's possible to actually turn on the subtitles this way. So you can actually just click, and now you've got the subtitles at the bottom as well as here. So if we play this, you'll see they're in 2 places.
The giant whale. In the year 1866.
Again, remember we can also change the speed if we want to. We can of course also make it faster. Most of the time we're going to want to make it slower. And remember, if you've got the transcript here, it is also possible to click here and open the transcript on the right hand side. Now the benefit of that is that you can actually use this to play through the video. Let me just show you.
A new boat came back from Sway in the Pacific.
So if you click here, if you open up the transcript, you can actually click and jump to that part of the story.
The story was in the newspapers. Same answer came back from every country. The story was in the newspaper.
So a really good idea. If you've got the transcript, then you are able to control it by just clicking down here and opening transcript onto the screen. Just a really quick break from the video. I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads more free videos that you can access. You can also find out about all my courses. They're always advertised on the opening page. And please sign up to the newsletter. If you sign up to the newsletter, you get updated with all the blog posts, the webinars, the online courses, and the videos. And at the moment, if you sign up, there is a 12-part free video course in using technology in teaching. And I send you a video about every 5 days. Let's get back to the video. So this is another great channel, very similar name to one of the other ones I've showed you, Learn English Through Story for free. And again, best thing is always to click on the video. Remember, all the links to these channels are below in the description. Again, we get lots of different stories. I was looking at this one here about Christopher Wren. If we click on it,
the man who rebuilt London.
again, we get the text, we get the audio. So another great channel. I'm a real fan of listening and reading at the same time. I really find that it helps me a lot. Unfortunately, in the language that I study, Polish, there isn't a lot of material, but in English there seems to be an abundance of great channels. Just want to give you a few tips on how to work with the books and how to make use of the transcripts if you need to check vocabulary, for example. So a really good tip is to learn to organize your videos into playlists. That is, if you find interesting stories, perhaps at level 1 or level 2, and you want to save them all together in a playlist. So for example, let's imagine I've got this story here and I click on save. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create new playlist, and I'm going to call this English Stories, okay, level 2. So I've got this one particular story that I really like. Now let's imagine that a couple of days later I find another story that I really like, which is about the same level, and I want to keep that in the same playlist, in the same collection of videos. I can click on save again, find my playlist, there it is, and click and add that video to that playlist. So playlists are really useful because it means you can collect all of the content together in one place at a particular level, for example. So let's imagine then a few weeks later we find another great video at level 2, another great story at level 2. Again, we can click on save and add that to our playlist. Now the great things about our playlists are, if we click over here on the left hand side, we can always come down. You can see I've got lots of playlists for lots of different collections of videos, and if I click now on my playlist for stories at level 2, I can see all 3 stories. I can play that now. So I could play and it will play first video, then the second, and then the third. And if I was a teacher and I wanted to share this playlist with my students, all I need to do is click on share and then click on copy and share that link, and then you have shared all 3 stories in that playlist with your students. Now if you want to learn more about playlists, there's a video now on the screen, a link on the screen. Click on it and it will teach you much more about what playlists can do in YouTube. Whenever you find a channel that you like, make sure that you subscribe to it. To subscribe to a channel, all you need to do is to click on this button here. Now what's the benefit of subscribing? It's a good idea also to click on the bell, and that way you get the updates every time a new video or a new story is added to the channel. If you want to find the channels that you've subscribed to, all you need to do is click over here on the left and come down, and you'll see your subscriptions, and you can see that I subscribe to many channels because I use YouTube a lot for studying languages and for my research. So here, for example, I've just obviously subscribe to Learn English Through Stories for free, and now that is a channel that I've got that I can immediately find from my subscription. So that's a really useful thing to do when you find interesting content on YouTube. One final really useful tip to know about is how you can use the transcripts and work with Google translate to find out the meanings. Let's imagine that I'm a Spanish student and I needed to translate a sentence. If you open up the transcript, you can just simply copy it. So for example here, I'm going to copy this one here, copy, and then I can come over to Google Translate. Now Google Translate is easy to find. Just go to your YouTube channel, click on your apps and come down to Google Translate. You need to set the languages. So for example, I'm going to do English and Spanish because let's imagine that I'm Spanish for this example. So what I can do is just paste that text that I've copied and I get an immediate translation into Spanish to help me to understand the sentence. And I can actually save that sentence. If I click here, I've saved it. And in fact, I can look now at all my saved sentences. And you can see that I do this all the time. When I find sentences that I want to remember, I save them. Now you can do a lot more with Google Translate, and on the screen now there's a video, a link to a video that shows you how you can even link Google Translate with Quizlet. So you can go from working with YouTube to Google Translate to Quizlet, and they all connect together really well. That video is on the screen if you want to watch it. Quite a few of these channels seem to have quite similar names. This one's called Let's, which is Learn English Through Story. Good title. And again, if we come to the videos, when you come to the channel, always click on the videos. You'll see that there's absolutely masses of stories again. And the same idea, we can jump and click on a story.
Chapter 1.
And we get the text on the screen. And of course, we can also hear the story being read out. Really hoped you liked that video. Please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. Loads more free content and you can see all of my courses on the opening page. Don't forget to sign up to the newsletter. That way you get updated with all the latest blog posts, the webinars, the latest videos and the courses. Of course, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click on the bell. That way you'll get all the updates. And finally, if you do want to contact me, perhaps about doing a conference or doing some training with your organization, you can contact me from the website. Thank you very much. And finally, I'm going to leave a few more videos on the screen that you might find really interesting if you're a teacher or a student and you're looking for content for teaching or learning English.